okay, for free music. Artists were not getting their money. Napster changed laws when it came to music. That's how bad this boy was. He actually partnered up with the Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg, and everything like that. But I remember when Napster came in, and I think I was about in college, and that was wonderful because before that, you went to the music store, you was buying CDs. Now it's like, oh, I can download this music and it's free. Not
I ain't
knowing
gonna lie.
that we were breaking the
I think
law.
I had started. Yeah, man, I would get mad. I was not at that point. I started paying for studio time recording, so I understood. Now I went from the guy that was bootlegging to the guy that's now making the music, and I'm getting mad. Like, why are you stealing Michael Jackson music? Because I felt it now that I'm spending my money now. So
Yes,
it hit a little different. It hit a little
yes.
different.
And make sure you have a budget when it comes to creating your music, because like he mentioned, studio time costs money. They charge you by the hour. So you see, you will see on TV where people are in the studio all night. They paying for every hour they up in there, and it gets pricey. To be in there again, was in the studio recording and stuff like that. Know how much this stuff costs, okay? And so,
That's why.
yeah,
That's why I say master your craft.
yes,
Don't go in there thinking you're gonna get drunk and high off of your budget now, and think okay. You're gonna
mm-hmm,
realize that you got to do it all over again because you ain't taking it serious,
mm-hmm,
and it's on you. It's on you.
mm-hmm,
I give a lot of tips to a lot of people. I would say master what you're doing, master your words, master everything. So when it's
mm-hmm.
time to press play, you ain't in there with no pen and pad. You in there because you already mastered it. Treat it like it's a college assignment. Treat it like it means the world to you. Come in there like you want to drop this song. That way you can knock out 2 or 3 songs in 2 hours. That way you already mastering things and you ain't coming up with it off the top. You're
Right.
already in there. So you knocking out, because time is money in the music business, or period.
Mm-hmm,
So you knocking out 2, 3 songs in 2 hours because you
mm-hmm.
know it. You ain't in there writing. Come on now.
Yeah, and make sure you know you can rehearse. That's what it's called. Rehearse your stuff. Know
At
the
the
material,
house.
so you
Before
can
you
go in
get to the
there.
studio.
Yes. So when you go in the studio, you can get it in there. You can sing it or rap it or yodel it or whatever it is you want
Whatever you
to
doing. Yeah. Cause trust
do
me,
and get
that
it
time
out.
don't stop. They
Right.
they they might not tell you they looking at the time, but it's so many clocks and on their computers, they know what time you came in there.
Yeah, and they're going to stop you. If you run out of music, you're gonna have what you have. Because after doing that, they gotta mix it. They gotta polish it up. They have to do all kinds of stuff to you. See, now you're pulling out the music part of me. This is the stuff that they have to do. And guess what? When you record, the mixing it is more money. So
That's a whole separate service.
that's a whole separate service.
You got to
That
get the
you have
song
to do
down pat first.
for you to have a quality product. That's why you have people that come out and be like, "Oh, listen to my music," and it's not quality. I spoke to an artist maybe like a year or so ago. He was like, "Oh, look at my stuff," and it was on YouTube. He's like, "Oh, I went to the studio. It's polished," and I'm sitting there and I'm listening, and I'm like, "Okay." And he asked me, "Oh, what you think?" I'm like, you need to turn the vocals up because I could barely hear you over the music." That's a huge thing. And so you have to make sure that number one, you know the music, that when you're listening to it, because to him it was great because he had did it. And I mean, it was a great song, it was great music, but I'm like, I was like, I had the strain to hear what you had to say, and everything like that. And I was like, so and I know he has studios, so I'm like, you have to tell him turn the vocals up just a little bit. So that goes to even when you go to a studio, make sure you're going to somebody who actually knows what they're doing.
Well, I
Because
think
yeah,
that's more of the engineer's fault, but it just sounded like to me he didn't pay for mix and master. He just did a rough mix and was so excited about getting the song out, he didn't really put all the finishing treatments on the song per se to make it mixed and mastered. You can do a simple mix, and then the artist will be like, "Well, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell." But if you're musically inclined, you can listen to this thing and tell, "Oh, now these levels are
yeah.
off."
Well, supposedly he it was mixed and mastered. That's why I was like, something I can't hear you, and
If
that's what
it
I'm saying.
was
Like you
mixed
said,
and
have an
mastered, he
ear for
need to
that
go
music.
bring his
Yeah.
pen to somebody's eye.
Yeah.
Because
And the
the
sad part
level's
is,
supposed to be great.
and the sad part is everyone who listened to it, because he said I had a whole bunch of people who listened to it. Nobody said that. And these were supposed to be people in music. So again, you have to know your craft. You have to be listening. You have to be able to hear all of that stuff because it is going to make a difference in your product. And I just can't believe it. We are actually over the hour in this. It always seems like it happens to me, especially when I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, which is business and music. Thank you so much, MB, for
Blessings. Thank you
this.
for having me.
No problem. You come out with something else and stuff that you need to do. You know, you can always hit us back up, but make sure that you are hitting him up for the shoe, for the music. If you need to have help with music, make sure that you are hitting him up. If you need a music website, hit him up and everything like that. You'll get the 30% off for the shoe. But the next time when you're doing stuff, we're going to have an affiliate link because I'm getting a piece of this for marketing.
Real talk. Yo.
But business is business at the end of the day. Make sure you hit this gentleman up. He definitely knows what he's doing. I knew it when I spoke to him, and we didn't even have a deep conversation about music. Like I said, when he looked me up, the first thing I did was look at his website, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute." He came all humble. I'm like, wait a minute, he did all of this? Okay, let's see what was going on here. But that stuff makes a difference because that's what people will do. Even with your music, the first thing they'll do is Google you to see if there's a website. So make sure that you have your stuff. Make sure you have your business together. If you need business tips, let me know. If you need the music tips and the websites and stuff, let him know. We're both here for you. Make sure you reach out. If you want to be a guest on the show, if you want to sponsor the show or a segment of the show, reach out to me, info@ventureready.net, and we will see you next week.
I had a great time. I see y'all on the website. Let's get it.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of High Tea with Me. To be a sponsor or a guest, contact us at info@ventureready.net. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.